Hello, and welcome to Fleet Action Report, Episode 59, Ground Pounders. I'm Nikodas.
I'm Grebog, still.
Real Grebog.
Not the fake one.
Not the fake one. So I'll let you start this time. What have you been up to this week?
Let's see, this week, my one D&D game, they're sailing, they sailed across the open ocean. I did an encounter, I let them roll to see what kind of encounters they would get. I have kind of a table that I use, and they rolled a past enemy that still wants to hunt them would come back and revisit, so that happened.
Freaking vampires. Freaking vampires that we made a deal with.
Hey, you know, you have you have knowledge that they have a sword, which means you're a potential risk. You're a threat.
I guess I'll take that.
But yeah, they got to meet Tobias, which was a character from an older game. Learn more about him, and then apparently I blew Nikodas's mind about another NPC that they had met up with before. Let's see what that's in WoW. My raid team has been. In normal, we clear it every week. We actually this week got 3, or maybe it was at least 3 heroic bosses down in our first go. So it might have been 4. I just can't keep count after. Once you kill some of these bosses, what's another boss? But yeah, doing well. How has your week been?
Honestly, I have not had a whole lot of time for gaming. I started a new job a couple weeks ago. Part of the reason, we had to switch times and whatnot. So a lot of my usual gaming time has been taken up with training and new job schedule and new sleep schedule and all that stuff. So the only 2 games that I've really played has been, surprise, surprise, STO and Final Fantasy 14. In 14, I am approaching the current max level, which is going to go up here in a matter of weeks. It'll be the first time that I've actually gotten to play that game with current content. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, there's a little bit of an excitement, but there's almost some trepidation as well. Just kind of not sure how that's going to go. Never done it before. Should be fun.
That mean you get to start raiding?
Possibly. I am part of the AIE team there. I don't know how that works. I don't know how they run, if I have to be online at certain times, or if it's just, hey, enough people's on, let's run. We'll find out. I'm hoping to be more active in the guild over there, or Link Shell. Free Company, that's what it's called, Free Company in that game. So I'm just going to play it by ear and see what happens. In STO, the last week or so has basically been set up on getting ready for this episode, and our viewers will see why here shortly. Other than that, it's not much else going on.
I guess that's good, because then that means nothing bad then, yeah.
No, nothing bad. New job's going well. I like it so far. So, this week in STO, STO's been kind of light this week. They introduced a new ship into the Infinity Lockbox. This is a Tier 6 Mars-class pilot escort. That's one of the 32nd century ships, which so far have all been Lockbox ships. It's also got detached nacelles like most of the other ones. I don't know, it looks kind of cool. The fact that it's a pilot escort kind of has me interested. It's the first one that I've truly been interested in, although I don't do the lockboxes. So
for a low price of probably about 250 million credits or more, you could get it off the exchange.
Oh yeah, we'll see. we'll see what the price is on the exchange. If I want to buy enough keys to buy it out, we'll see. All right, you can do the next one.
So, the next event has been announced, because obviously the Red Alert one is a short filler between. The next one is, do you believe in a no-win scenario, or are you Captain James T. Kirk? So that will start up on the 24th, which is tomorrow. And then it will go until September 7th. There are 2 TFOs involved, one of which many of you I know probably have done, which is Sompex Arena, which you have to just survive 7 rounds. Most times when you run this in a group, they will just get to 7 and then die, just so they can get the completion. Other groups will be like, let's push it and see how far we can get. So, and it's cool either way, though you might upset people if you are trying to push it and everyone else wanted to die, and tank it at 7. But also the other one is the Kobayashi Maru TFO. This one's a space one. This is survives 6 rounds. Each round, in both of these, each round the enemies get harder and harder and harder. They get more beefed up, more specials happen. So yeah. And as the reward, you earn a tier 4 freighter starship. Is that still still get the starship?
Okay, so this is where it gets a little weird in their announcement. So this runs for 3 weeks. If you get 14 days of progress, you get a temporal hack kit module, which freezes a group of enemies for several seconds. The announcement also said that you could get an award of a tier 4 freighter and an admiralty freighter. Both of those have been given before with the Kobayashi Maru, but the announcement did not say how we're going to earn those this time around. So I threw them in there because it was in the announcement. But as we've seen recently, they haven't been 100% truthful in their announcements either. So I don't know.
I think when they first brought in the freighter, so one's a device, and like or maybe I don't know if that's what they're talking about, because I have a Kobayashi Maru transponder. It is a nice buff thing. It runs around and shoots these balls at you that buff you. Depending upon the color, depends on the type of buff you get off of it.
Yeah, but they've also released the one that you can fly, the tier 4 ship.
Yeah. So I guess once it happens, we'll probably get a better detail on exactly what they are giving us, since they've been a little wonky on the what you're getting as of late.
Yeah, because the Red Alert, they did not give the experimental ship token, despite the fact that was listed in their announcement. So
you will get the temporal hack kit module probably for sure, because I don't think that's in game before this, so which will freeze a group of enemies for several seconds. But the rest of it, I guess we'll play it by ear.
We'll see. They also announced that they're adding a new dilithium sink into the game. You can get reroll and pass tokens with dilithium. The reroll is used for the Admiralty system. The pass is used with the Endeavor system. So they're going to add both of those to the dilithium store. I'm sorry, I did that backwards. It's the Endeavor system is the reroll tokens. The Admiralty system is the pass tokens. Either way. Starting on Tuesday, 8/24, both will be purchasable for 2,500 Zen.
Dilithium.
And again, this is a new dilithium sink. They're hoping to use this to get dilithium out of the game so that the current dilithium exchange will have stuff again. Because right now, like I just pulled it up, it's empty.
But hey, if you want to sell some Zen, you can get 500 dilithium per Zen.
Yep, that is true. True statement. But Yeah, so they're trying to fix that, trying to get the numbers to drop. Supply and demand and whatnot. I'm not sure that this method is going to work, but we'll see. I'll give CrtH the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see what happens. All right, so we're ready to move on to our primary target. So this is a deep dive into ground combat. I have never been a ground combat person, but while making this build, I actually have... I was kind of kicking butt the other day. Talking about Sumpex Arena, I ran that with just some randos the other day, and I got to round 20, which is fairly high. It is far and away from the top scorers, but it's a lot higher than I've ever got before either. So that was pretty exciting. So we're just going to jump right in here. Let me pop up the traits. You don't mind if I start, do you, Grebog?
Go.
Okay, so personal traits. Most of these you can get out of the lockbox. I'll read them off the list. Some of them I have, some of them I don't. And then I have one that is not on the list that I like a lot, so we'll get into that here. So the list: Hive Mind, which is a lockbox or exchange. Vicious, which is lockbox exchange. Terran Visions, lockbox exchange. Berserker, lockbox exchange. Dulce et Decorum est, lockbox exchange. Brutal Impetus, lockbox exchange. Technophile, kit R&D level 15. Creative, free, only some species. Lucky, free, only some species. Soldier, free, only some species. And Sniper, lockbox exchange. So what I have, I've got Berserker, which is just a scaling damage increase. I've got Creative, which improves kit abilities. KPerf is what that's called. I have the Hive Mind. It gives bonuses to nearby teammates. I have Lucky, critical hit and exposed chance. Vicious, a damage buff increases over combat time. So the longer you fight, the bigger the bonus that becomes. Oh, lost my spot. There we go. Okay. Berserker. Just scaling. I think I already read that one. Scaling damage time. Sniper, long range damage increase. So this one was not on the list. Nanomolecular Architect. This has all my fabrications basically become more survivable. I didn't have anything else to throw in there, so I picked that one. And then the same with Resilient. I didn't have anything else right at the moment. Some of these are really expensive to get, so I threw that in there just to increase survivability. And then the one that I picked is Adaptive Offense. This one is not on the meta list, but I really like this one. It adds a crit chance buff that becomes crit severity during repeated crit hits. So if you get crit hits in a row, then it increases your severity. I have a lot of luck with that one. I really enjoy it. So, and it just sounds cool. All right, next section is yours.
You want me to go through my personal ground traits first, or?
Yeah, sure, because yours are different, so that's fine.
Yeah. I've gone with a superior rifle training. That one I had to buy off of the K13, but you typically will have the rifle training. That might actually be a weapons R&D 15, or it might be just free. I can't remember where. Sure-footed. Essentially, my build is based around being crouched most of the time, and this takes advantage, meaning if I'm crouching, I don't get knocked back. Well, you know. And then I have penetrating rounds for 5 armor penetration, and aggressive for plus 5% bonus to all damage, and it means I'll get more threat, but I don't really. I'm looking for that damage. I did lucky as well, and creative as well, because kit performance is major for, yeah. And then I have field technician. This gives it plus 50 kit readiness, kind of helps work with the kit performance. And I went with peak health. I did pick up the K13 Superior from the biologist, but basically, there's a lot of the damage that you get in this game that is considered just toxic damage. They all get filtered to that, and this is basically a toxic damage resistance. And it does give you extra hit points, but it's more for the resistance. And then Technophile I picked up because, well, you know, kit performance. All
which
right.
I don't have yet on this character.
And then for kit frames, some of what you're going to look for will vary a little bit. There's a Risian Kit frame that you can pick up here. I will pull up the store quick so you can pick, at any time go and pick up this stuff from the event store. Now, since the summer event is over, you are likely going to have to buy, if you don't have the favors, you'll have to buy them off the exchange.
And boy, are they expensive right now.
Yeah. But so to more easily find it, I always just search for kit. The one that is recommended is the Risian Kit, not the Risian Volcanology Kit. When you get it, I believe it comes with KPerf and something else. What I read, before you go and upgrade it or do anything, stick it into the, as now I'm going to have to open up that to, there's a way to take it over to the re-engineering and then re-engineer everything over to kit performance. You want all the stuff switched to the kit performance before you go to upgrade it. Then when you upgrade it, you'll end up getting a kit performance ×3 once you get it maxed out. So it's supposed to be one of the best ways to kind of cheat and get all of that. Again, that's 1,000 of the Lohlunut Favors from the Risian store. There's a Delta kit from the exchange or lockbox. It has kit performance ×2 and critical hit. So, I mean, otherwise
Now,
you'd have to get it from a lockbox.
What you're looking for is the KPerf ×2 and crit hit.
Can it come with others?
Yeah, the one I got, it's called the Delta Expedition. The one I got has a crit hit, HP, KPerf, and weapon damage. I only got 1 KPerf on it. Supposedly you can get 2.
So, and then I found someone recommending a Romulan Imperial Navy combat, kit. Well, it's a real, profession specific kit. This one is what I'm actually using. It's partially because you want to get to a 2-piece bonus with this. And we'll talk about where the other piece comes from later. But the 2-piece gives you a 30% crit severity and plus 10 energy damage while aiming. Like, one's while aiming, one's while crouching. Typically, you're going to be crouching and aiming, so... But this one comes from a mission in the Iconian War branch called Uneasy Allies. Unfortunately, you're going to have to run it twice based off of what you'll learn in just a second.
So for armor, everything that I read online, now Grebog did find something different with the Imperial Navy stuff, but everything I found online said Burnham's CQC environmental armor is the best in the game. This is what most people consider to be the meta. There is no set bonus with it, so that's why the Romulan Imperial Navy combat armor might be comparable. You get this, you get Burnham's from the Discovery reputation. I think you can buy it at tier 2, so not terribly expensive. It's what I'm using right here, and if you turn those visuals on, it's what they were wearing in Discovery. So not terribly looking, not as advanced as some of the others, kind of showing its age a little bit. That's it for our. Oh, and the Romulan Imperial Navy combat armor, which I believe Grebog is wearing, for that 2-piece set. You get that from the same mission as before, Iconian War Arc Uneasy Allies.
Now, shield. It seems the meta for the shields is to get the Nakul Temporal Operative Personal Shield. Almost everywhere I looked is saying this. There, eventually we'll talk about the other reason, but part of it is for getting to the two-piece. It is a decent shield, and it has a time slip, which if you have fought the Nakul, you would recognize it when they have like a ghost form and a line going between them, and there's a bubble around them. That's the time slip. It's a pretty good shield. I don't think that there's any other shields out there, but to get this one, it's from the Future Proof arc and the Mission Temporal Front.
And for that, from that same mission, there is a weapon you can get called the Nakul Temporal Operative Assault. This gives you a 2-piece set bonus with the shield. That's why it's recommended that 2-piece set. Let me scroll down here. That 2-piece set gets you a 2% crit chance and 30% critical severity, which is freaking huge. A lot of people will tell you you don't have to upgrade this or anything. You're going to throw it in your secondary weapon spot and never use it. It is literally just sitting there for that 2-piece bonus. That being said, if you are working on a plasma build and you want to use it, then you can upgrade it and use it like any other weapon.
So, for your primary weapons, there's a few things that people talk about here. It varies a bit. The phaser full auto rifle, which is a Lobby store. Apparently, I was like, I don't have this one. So, do you have this one on?
I don't. Nope. I'm using the staff weapon, which we'll talk about here in a minute.
Again, then there's the Advanced Herald Anti-Proton Beam Projector, also from the Lobby store. Which is, yeah, people, you'll see people talk about the Herald staff, which you can see Nikodas is, wearing here. Then a lot of people also are talking about the plasma wide beam rifles. This vendors on Dyson Joint Command or New Romulus, and you can also get it off the exchange. I kind of cheated to get mine to where it's at because I knew we were getting a full tech upgrade thing, from the last the Red Alert event. I just bought a cheapo one off the exchange and popped the upgrade on it to max it completely out. I only paid, I think it was 300,000 ish credits for that on the exchange, but I also bought a lower quality because I was using the ultimate upgrade, which would max it out. At higher qualities, you're going to pay a lot on the exchange. Also, from the Lobby store is the Bullion Heavy Assault Cannon. And then the Replica Thompson Submachine Gun. It was an event reward. I think didn't they add this somewhere else too?
I can't find it anywhere. I thought it was in the Phoenix store, but it's not in there. Cochran shotgun is in there, but not the Tommy gun.
So unfortunately, if you missed that, it's not going to be something you can easily get yet. It is great against Borg, and I have those. I have it, and I would agree that it is great against Borg. I actually use it leveling up whenever I'm leveling up a captain that is not max level. It is one of the infinity weapons that you get, so it keeps scaling with your character, and I love having items like that for leveling, and it does such a good damage.
There's another one that I should have put on the list, and I did not. You can get Luxe throwing knives from its mission in the Gamma Quadrant arc called Quark's Lucky 7. Those are also considered to be among the best in the game. The only downside to the throwing knives is you can't move and use them at the same time. When you are throwing them, your character will pause. Some people have an issue with that. I don't. I have other characters I use it on, and sometimes I'll throw it onto a bridge officer an away team member. But that's another good weapon that you can use as well. I also wanted to point out real quick, not to step on Grebog's parade here. So there are two Herald staves in the game. One you can get out of a lockbox or on the exchange. The other one is the Lobby store. The Lobby store version is the superior staff. It is widely considered to be one of the best, if not the top best weapon in the game, depending on your build. And that's the one that I have. The other one has more of a half crescent moon tip to it. Somewhat looks more like a spear than this thing. But I just wanted to point that out because that was brought up on one of the chats that I pay attention to on Facebook. Okay, so your device slots. They did not have a lot of say-so. What I found online did not have a lot of say-so about what devices to use. A lot of people swear by the gambling device, which I picked up. So it's basically a tribble. You cannot use this with other tribbles. When you click it, you either win or lose. If you win, you get a plus 10% chance, crit severity, and 15 dodge. If you lose, you get the exact opposite. This has a 30-second cooldown. And it does look like it will overwrite it. So if you click on it and you lose, wait 30 seconds, click on it again, and hopefully you'll get the win. That's what you're trying to get with that. It's higher than any other tribble buff. Now, there are some tribbles that will give you 5% damage and whatnot, which, somewhat comparable or at least close, and it's a guaranteed success. So consider that as you will, but, gambling device. The other ones that it mentioned was a kit overbooster, which is a R&D crafted thing, or you can buy them off the exchange. Basically, it gives you some KPerf. And then Ketracel White if you are playing a Jem'Hadar.
I mean, you can't drink it if it, or use it if you're not. Most people for device slots actually tell you to go to the usable combat pets, and I mean, you pretty much name a combat pet, they're telling you to use it. But the ones that seem to be most used or recommended are the Nanopause Targ, which came from the event not too long ago, and then the Targ of Grethor, which it comes from the C store, which I have both of these. So,
and if you equip them both, summoning one will automatically summon the other.
Yep. And that's the main reason why they recommend those two. There is an Exo comp that you can get from the Phoenix store, though I believe it is a 10 uses and it's done type device, so you'd have to keep using Phoenix tokens to get more of them. Though it wasn't a high quality to get that, so... But, and then obviously the miniaturized Elachi Walker was highly recommended. Some of this may be more like the Walker may be recommended more for engineers if you have ways to boost your mechanical stuff. Us engineers and our mechanics.
But if you have other pets, don't hesitate to use them. Almost every pet in the game is viable, and those take up device spots. So keep that in mind. A lot of people...
I was going to say, I was going to highly recommend any and all pets you get at least put on bridge officers, so when you go running around, you just have an army of pets.
Yeah, that's
your bridge officers will bring them out, and do it.
It's not Star Trek anymore, it's Star Pets. For duty officers, let me pull this up. I actually spent some money on this. So for your duty officers, they recommend Elder Malikatan, the Warfare Specialist. I cannot find this guy. He's a lockbox guy. He apparently gives an amazing buff for space and ground both. But I've never had the luck on any of my characters to find him. So if you have Elder Malikatan, or if you can find him, use him. Other ones that are good are the Assault Squad officers with the stacking crit chance or crit severity. I've got those here, Vake and Doik. What names? I didn't name them, just for the record. You can also get a biochemist, which reduces stim cooldown. If you're using the kit over boosters, it will boost that. Now, these are, I should have mentioned this earlier, these are the universal items. These are ones that are good on any build, no matter what your job is, engineer, science, or tech, doesn't matter. We have some specifics that we will cover for those here in a little bit, but these are the more general use ones. Grebog, you're up for that next one.
So, universal kit modules. Now I have to figure out which ones are universal. This one I use. It's not in the list and not. I still have the universal kit module Solar Gateway. I have not seen anyone recommend it, but it is kind of fun. One of the ones that I thought I had it. Maybe that's the one I didn't pick up. Agony Field Generator. It comes from a lockbox, or you can pick it up off the exchange. It is highly recommended. I pretty much everywhere I look, people were saying to have this one. But the Crystal Prism is another one. It was from an event, probably from not too long ago. But I don't know if I have that one or not. But I mixed mine up a little bit, so yeah, I don't have all of this list to show. The Echo Papa drone, I don't have this one either. It's a lockbox exchange. Ambush turret fabrication. Is this an engineering one? It sounds like it would be an engineering one.
It does sound like that. It is not. It is a universal kit. I've actually got it equipped.
Okay,
it's up on my screen right now.
It is a lockbox exchange one as well. When I say lockbox exchange, it comes from a lockbox, or if you don't participate in buying keys and want to try your luck there, go buy it from the exchange. Then there's the chain conduit capacitor, also lockbox or exchange. The uncertainty burst. This is one I found recommended. I don't know if this is one you found recommended. This one comes from when you have your skills and you're leveling up some of the specializations, the temporal operative. As you level it up, you will end up unlocking a kit module that you can buy from the dilithium store. And the further you get with that specialization, the higher quality you can get. I only have high enough to get blue. It was recommended if you could get the blue one, then it's definitely worth having. If you can get the very rare one, then definitely, obviously, go for that. But some of you already have all the specializations maxed out. Temporal operative is my last one I'm working on, so. This one's kind of cool though for the it does a nice burst, an AOE randomized teleport, confuse, yeah. It's fun.
I'm working on temporal operative right now as well. I have not unlocked the burst module yet, at least not at a higher quality. Most of those that you read off I am currently using the chain conduit capacitor, the explosive drone, the Echo Papa drone, the ambush turret, and then the one that I really like that's not on the list is the Sumpec Lightning. I get a kick out of that. I use that on almost every character, even though it's not part of the official meta. But I use that in place of a grenade because it just hits people with this massive burst of lightning. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll show it off here if we can get through this and have time to go kill some people.
That's why I like the Silver Gateway.
Yeah, I mean, that one's fun. I've got that on one character as well. That's a fun one, too. So, let's see. That was the Universal Kit Module skill trees. We kind of touched on this a little bit for your skill trees. Commando should go without saying. That is a secondary only. There's no reason not to use that, especially if you know you have ground combat coming up. Pump your stuff in there and go get them. For primary, the two that have been recommended is either Temporal Operative, because you get another KPerf from that one, as a passive, and that is right here. So it's in the second level down, right in the middle. You get KPerf from it, and I've kind of selected that there. And then the other one is Intel, and primarily people use that for the precision offense active ability, and I don't have that to show it off. I went with the KPerf.
So let's see, precision offensive. What it does is gives you a plus 10% shield penetration for 30 seconds, plus 10 armor penetration, plus 20% chance to expose, plus 4 seconds exposed duration for 60 seconds. So, yeah, it helps with your damage.
You're up for reputation.
So reputation traits, back on the traits here. And this is just yeah. So a lot of people recommend for the deadly aim from the Dyson group, magnified armaments. Let's see, deadly aim, magnified armaments, which is gamma. And then here we have lethality, which is Romulan, gives you the 5%. If you notice, a lot of this is bonus damage, bonus crit hit, crit severity, and then armor penetration. I don't see that on the list, but I was told this also gives you plus 12.5 armor penetration. The one I went with here for my final, though, was the medical nanites, just for some hit point regen, but I'm always paranoid I'm going to die. Other recommendations are the mental acuity, which is 8472. And then there's personal energy amplifier, which is from Iconians. And then the emergency personal cloaking device, which is Terran.
So I didn't put them down there. I wish I had. Most of it is crit hit, crit severity, damage boost. If you're doing a penetration build, you can certainly do that here as well. And then the personal energy amplifier is another KPerf.
And the emergency personal cloaking device is when you get low on health, you go stealth. So.
Okay, and then we got some class-specific stuff here, and then hopefully we'll have about 10 to 12 minutes, and we'll go try to kill something.
You just want me to go through the engineering?
Yeah,
since I'm an engineer. So for some of the kit modules recommended I saw was the Chromazone Mind Barrier. This can be crafted, or you can make it buy it off the exchange, or if your friend, if you need one and have an engineer, I can craft them for you. It's not that hard. Then the sabotage, or if you're Kirk, sabotage. That comes from a lockbox or exchange. So obviously the mind barrier puts down Chronoton mines, but the sabotage does an AoE and also has a plus 100 kit performance on it. The AoE is impressive because it causes all the other enemies' weapons to explode and deal damage to everyone around them. It's kind of funny to watch. Then the final one that's recommended that was engineering specific is the Neutronic Mortar, which comes from the Delta Alliance rep. So, and then the specific duty officers, the Fabrication Engineer, which will give you a chance to beam in an additional support drone, which I have one here. And then you have a Security Officer, which will let you do a Chronoton Mind Barrier has a chance to hold the targets. So if it doesn't kill them, they will stand still and look at you funny.
Okay, for tactical, you've got kit modules, ambush, motivation. Let's see. Okay, so ambush and rallying cry are crafted or the exchange. Motivation is lockbox. Motion acceleration is crafted or the exchange. Trajectory bending is lockbox or exchange. Mud's time device is discovery tier 4. Protomatter munition deployment is lockbox exchange. Graviton Spike is from the summer event. So if you're going to run the Graviton Spike, that's another reason for you to run the Risian Kit frame. It gets a boost for every summer event kit module that you have equipped. Most of these, I don't know precisely what they do, and I can't look it up because I'm not on Attack Officer right now. But those are ones that, again, are recommended as being close to the meta or meta. So keep an eye on those. For your duty officers, you've got Sensor Officers, which allows target optics to debuff enemies. The Assault Squad Officer, which allows Ambush to have a chance to reapply, so you don't have to, apply it yourself. It will do it automatically. And then the Security Officer, which has a chance to beam down additional security officers. And then our last section here is Science. Grebog, I'm going to let you do that. I did queue us up for Sompex. Hopefully it will pop here.
Okay. So Science, since neither of us are a science person, we can't really show you a lot on this. The recommended, though, for kit modules is Cold Fusion Flash, which unfortunately comes from Lockbox Exchange. Exothermic Induction Field. It's a crafted one, or you can probably pick it up off the exchange. If you might have a friend that can make them. So, an endothermic induction comes from the Winter Event Store. Seismic Agitation Field, Summer Event Store. And then you have Harmonic Resonance Device, which is another Lockbox or the exchange. And then you have the Chronometric Diffusion. This is a dilithium store. It's part of the temporal operative, much like the other, like we were talking about the other one. You have to have the further you'll have temporal operative skilled up, the higher quality you'll be able to buy from the dilithium store. As for duty officers, they have Explosive Expert, which chance for exothermic induction field to fire projectiles. So if you're using an exothermic induction field, I definitely highly recommend picking up or trying to get the explosive expert with that. It should help.
Okay, so I am not sure exactly how long this queue is going to take. Let's see. Let's head.
We can go to one of the ground combat zones.
Yeah, let's go to the Dyson Sphere combat zone. And then I'll leave Sompex up, so if it pops, we'll go ahead and do that.
All right.
But at least we can show off a little bit while we're moving on. Can we teleport there? Sphere space. I can transwarp there.
So many teleports.
Yeah, transwarp, whatever.
No. We're drawing circles with chalk in space, and then we're, casting a spell. Oh, wait, no, that's not how it works.
Not in this one. Ground battle zone shuttle. Yes, take me to the ground. It's all to the ground. So just to, while we wait on things to pop and enemies to kill, the fleet is doing rather well. We are level 75? Yes, 75. Most of our stuff is maxed out. We are currently working to get the last couple things maxed out, and then we would be good to go. We need to go straight ahead here. Currently, the big focus is the fleet colony. We're still trying to unlock the Kantari and Lucari bridge officers. We are working on the Tier 4 upgrade, which should give us Lucari, I believe.
Actually, I think the morale was what gave the Lucari.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get one of them soon. We have also queued up a provision discount, which allows all fleet holdings to generate more provisions. from provision projects. So hopefully that'll help us not run out of stuff. So
Th-
the fleet's
that
coming along.
that one will start up as soon as the big tier 4 for the colony is done. So, which I think we're waiting on 7 days, I believe it is. Yeah, 7 days, 10 hours. So
Okay,
yeah.
so just to show off a little bit what's going on here, I'm going to summon my pets. There's my lightning ability, my first lightning ability. There's my second lightning ability. Oh, wrong side.
Because I'm just gonna kill people.
Well, that's kind of what we're here for, but I want to get the boss, so I'm trying to close these. We'll have a little mini boss show up if we can get them all closed. Hey, there we go. Okay, so the big thing about the staff I'm using is that it will chain to nearby enemies. And they went down really fast. Okay, well, I guess I'll go this way. Summon my pets again. Okay, so even though my gambling device is off cooldown, my buff here is still got 40, looks like 42 minutes on it. So you don't have to hit that again. So once you get the positive buff, you're good to just kind of sit on it for an hour. Oop, don't want to get hit by that.
I'm sure it's fine.
There's my explosive drone. So that thing will chase enemies down, and when it will shoot them as it gets towards them, and then when it gets within range, it will explode. There's Echo Papa, which again will chase enemies down and shoot them. That one does not explode. My turret, and because I have the duty officer, I actually get 2 turrets. And then my support drone. And then I shoot lightning at people, because, you know, why not? And as you can see, granted there's other people shooting them, but still these things are dying pretty quick. Kind of why I was hoping to get into some pecs here.
I may also be clicking sabotage on them because it makes... if they have devices on them, which I think their power suit is considered, it causes it to explode and hurt them inside.
Hey, there's another boss. What do you know? And he's down. I will say being able to, you know, hurt things and kill things rapidly definitely helps improve the enjoyment of ground combat. It's not quite as tedious. Grebog mentioned in chat, but I'll repeat it here. So you don't have to listen to us talk about our ground builds. With the show notes will be posted on YouTube when our episode is posted there. So if you just want to look up stuff, all the information will be on there in typed form. Or you can always listen to this show again, because we're fun people. Hello, all you happy people. Okay, I think we're done here. We only got... Oh, the bosses are up. Let's see if we can find a boss. They're probably going to be dead before we get there.
You gotta run all the way to the end of this, and then hang a right.
Yep, I'm following you. Actually, I'm following one of your bridge officers, it looks like. Oh, look, drones.
It's fine.
Well, they haven't killed it yet.
Almost there.
Wrong universe.
Hey, we're almost there in this universe.
True enough.
There
Is
he
it
is.
dead yet?
No.
Almost. He is going to be dead by the time I get over there. Can I get a lightning shot off? I did.
I got
what
a
do you
shot.
know? Shooting lightning at things is fun.
Now we can follow the swarm to the other one, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We got to go all the way back into the main building for that.
Do we?
Yeah, because it's in one of the other sections. Why they didn't put bridges between the sections, I don't know.
Under Allied control. Excellent work.
Well, I think that says it. Oh no.
Well, it's still... Oh, there are check marks there.
Fortress has engaged transporters. Troops inbound.
Zone resets in 3 minutes. Well, there we go. Alright, so there's your breakdown of ground combat. Hey, we have a friend here. Hello, Cadman.
Oh, you stopped.
We have a friend. AIE's here. A fleet mate.
Hey, he's everywhere.
Well, that's true. But I like AIE, so that's okay.
So I'm trying to make it to the next boss.
I really think they're dead.
It's still red on my map,
Yeah, it is on mine too.
though there is nothing here.
I say it shows a check mark. I don't know why it's red when it shows a check mark.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
So
I don't think Sompex is gonna pop for us.
we might have to wait. We could show the builds when the event's live, because Sompek is one of the events, and people will run it then for sure.
That's true. That's true. We'll have more opportunity. I might do a tactical build by then too. I was actually working on this guy already before we decided to do this episode as an Anti-Proton build. So when we decided to do this episode, he already had the Herald staff. So I just decided to stick with that and did the Anti-Proton build. And it worked pretty well, but that's why I'm on, not a main character for this show. But I'll try to finish up my build for KrtH. That way you can do the engineering thing and I'll do the tac thing for next week. Which, by the way, next week we are going to highlight the new event. Granted, we'll be almost a week in at that point. But still, there may be some people that need pointers or whatnot. So we'll touch base on this again next week, but we will be going over the no-win scenario event. All right, guys. Well, I think we'll go ahead and end it here for tonight. Yeah. Anything else we need to go over, Grebog, before we say our goodbyes?
Have fun playing the game, and
Look us up.
Thanks for following. That you unfortunately we don't have any special name on YouTube, but you can find links to everything at fleetactionreport.com. If you want to join the fleet, you can go to either aie-guild.org to join the Discord and ask for an invite in the STO channel there, or look up us in the in-game, and you can send us messages. I know someone sent me a message in Discord, but I couldn't respond to them. If you're going to find a way to get around being able to send me messages in Discord, and I can't respond, I need your character name and @handle to be able to invite you to the fleet. So I not that I'm trying to snub you. That's all I need to know. Yeah, I think that's everything.
All right. Well, as always, I will leave everybody with the words of Q at the end of all good things. See you out there.
Live long and prosper.